Today, for member statements, we will hear from the honourable members for the districts of Ferryland, Bonavista, Cape St. Francis, Terra, and Harbour Grace, Port de Grave. The Honourable the member for Ferryland.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in this honourable House to recognise and congratulate the Bay Bulls the Ballyne Athletics Association and the great organisation of their annual auction. The association holds an annual auction which raises funds for recreation infrastructure for the region. On June 1st, I was honoured to be in attendance at the 11th auction. This year was another great success with over 400 people in attendance and raising over $65,000. Over the past 11 years, the Bay Bulls the Ballyne Athletic Association has raised over $500,000 to help the many groups, committees, towns and communities from Bay Bulls to the Ballyne region. Many members of the 50+ Club offered their help as well. During the auction, some leaders of the Girl Guides movement from the region organised a dessert auction, as they do so every year, and it's always a great success. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members of this House to join me in congratulating the Bay Bulls the Ballyne Athletic Association on yet another wonderful and successful auction. Thank you.
Thank you. The honourable member for the district of Bonavista.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to stand today to acknowledge the efforts of an outstanding group of individuals who bring Georges Brook Milton, the gateway of the district of Bonavista, into incorporation as a municipality, and were instrumental in the renovation of their community cultural house. Georges Brook Milton is the province's newest town, incorporated May the 8th, 2018. The efforts of Glenn Plowman, Morgan Ellis, Blanche Wiseman, Derek Elliott, Glenn Baker, who unfortunately passed during the journey, Heather Green-Bray, and Sarah Organ begin in October 2014. This group, along with their first municipal council and the Community Legacy Foundation, forged a partnership with historic Garrick Theatre in Bonavista to host over 20 musical performances this summer by renowned musicians, a partnership that bridges the entire Bonavista Peninsula. These performances are occurring in the newly renovated church, strategically located in the town centre and now referred to as the Community Cultural House. This outstanding group has expanded in numbers and are striving to make the province's newest town, Georges Brook Milton, a proud player within the very active historic district of Bonavista. A huge thank you is extended to all.
And the member for the district of Cape St. Francis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House to recognise one of this province's elite athletes. Mr. Speaker, Ward Goss just became a member of the Newfoundland Labrador Sports Hall of Fame. Ward grew up in Bay Roberts, but now lives in beautiful Torbay. Ward started his softball career in 1979 and continues to play today. Some of his accomplishments include 11 senior softball championships, a career batting average of .323, all-time RBI leader, 355, all-time home run leader in senior softball, a member of 15 provincial softball teams, a 3-time National All-Star pitcher. He won gold in 2012, named the second All-World team player, ISC gold medal and tournament MVP. He was also selected Softball Newfoundland as the best player for quarter century between 1987 and 2012. Also last week, his hometown, Bay Roberts, inducted him into the Bay Roberts Sports Hall of Fame. He's a member of the Newfoundland and Labrador Softball Hall of Fame. Mr. Speaker, those are his softball career. Ward also excelled in hockey, played 17 years senior hockey, and was a member of 5 Hurler Championships team. He won top defenseman on the West Coast League in 2003. Ward is a great athlete and a true gentleman. I ask all members in this House to join me in congratulating Ward Goss as being named one of the newest members to the Newfoundland Labrador Sports Hall of Fame.
And the member for the district of Terra.
Mr. Speaker, today I rise to talk about a group in my district called Power to Hope. It began in 2013. A group of friends in Claremont registered to run the Blue Nose Marathon, inspired by a close friend's battle with cancer. They registered as a team and travelled to Halifax. From there it grew. With the support of their community and by making partnerships with the Dr. H. Bliss Murphy Cancer Care Foundation and Young Adults Cancer, Power to Hope is able to assist cancer patients and families across the entire province. Power to Hope Christmas dinner is the main fundraiser. People come together for an evening of food, entertainment, and thanks to the generosity of businesses and individuals, both the silent and live auction. It is the largest fundraiser outside the City of St. John's for the Cancer Care Foundation's Patient Family Fund Support, which helps lessen the financial stresses experienced when going through cancer treatment, such as travel, meals, accommodation, and the purchase of prosthesis. They have raised over $350,000 for cancer-related causes, and they have been recognized with the Outstanding Philanthropist Award at the Newfoundland Labrador Spirit of Philanthropy, and most recently the Corwin Mills Community Cares Award. I'd like for everyone to show their appreciation for a group that helps the entire province.
And the member for Harbour Grace, Port de Grey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to stand and recognize an outstanding volunteer, athlete, coach, mentor, and friend, Mr. Albert Bud Chafe of Harbour Grace. The Harbour Grace Regatta is the second oldest continuing sporting event in North America, and much of its continued success can be attributed to Bud and his team of volunteers, who spend countless hours at Lady Lake. It is here where I first met Bud, when he was my rowing coxswain when I was in high school. Mr. Chafe has been participating in regattas across Newfoundland since the 1950s. Bud's other sporting passion is hockey. He has been involved with the CB's Minor Hockey Association since the 1960s as a player, coach, organizer, and volunteer. It was through his leadership where female hockey was implemented in the CB's Minor Hockey Association. Mr. Chafe also served as a volunteer firefighter for more than 30 years and has retired to the Top of the Ladder Club, which is an active group of volunteer firefighters who help with all fundraising efforts. Bud was named Harbour Grace Citizen of the Year in 1983 and 84. He received the Governor General's Award in 1993 and has been inducted into the Harbour Grace and Sport NL Halls of Fame. Bud and his wife Mildred raised 8 children who have also become volunteers, giving back to their community. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.